By default, Microsoft Entra ID roles are seamlessly integrated with privileged identity management. And that's a big win for security. In this video, we will learn what this integration really means, how it impacts user onboarding, what steps you need to take to keep things secure from the start. Let's break it down together and make sure you are enabling just-in-time access the smart way. Let's understand first what it means by Entra ID roles are tightly integrated with PIM. To make a sense out of this walkthrough, select Roles and Admin in the Entra Admin Center, and you will see the list of roles that can be assigned to the users or groups as shown on the screen. Select the top role in the list called AI Administrator by clicking on it. You would land up on the screen as shown. Click Add Assignments on this page. Select Member to assign the AI Administrator role. In this case, I selected the user called Glenn Maxwell and click Next. This page clearly shows how Entra ID roles are tightly integrated with Microsoft PIM. Because here is where you decide how access is granted. Eligible means the user can activate the role when needed through PIM. And active means the role is assigned permanently and is always available to the user. This is where you take control, such as defining who gets privileged access when and under what conditions. Did you notice something important throughout this experience? I only assigned the Entra ID P2 license, but I never had to manually onboard roles into PIM. And that's the beauty of it. Microsoft Entra ID roles are automatically integrated with PIM, which gives you just-in-time access controls right out of the box. No extra configuration needed. Just assign the license and you are good to go. You now see that the user Glenn Maxwell is seen in the eligible assignment list. If I had chosen active assignment type on the previous screen, then Glenn Maxwell would have been seen under active assignments. Click on the settings on the top. You are now viewing the role settings for the AI administrator role. What you are seeing are the default values applied by PIM. But here is the important part. You should customize this setting for every role you plan to manage through PIM. Why? Because setting things like activation duration, approval requirements, MAP, and notification helps you align with your organization's security policies, gain better visibility and control over privileged role usage, and ensure compliance with just-in-time access best practices. Click on the Edit button to understand the flow of these role settings and will provide you a better clarity what it means. When you assign someone as eligible for a role in PIM, they will have to activate it to use it. And this is the page where you can control that experience. First setting, activation maximum duration. Current value set is 8 hours. This means once the user activates the role, they will have it for a maximum of 8 hours. After that, access automatically expires, and this is what limits long-term exposure. You can choose the slider to set duration. Minimum time that you can set is half hours and max time is 24 hours. Second setting called on activation required. In this setting, you decide what security checks are needed before a user can activate the role. None means no extra security steps. Azure MAP. The user must pass MAP at the time of activation. Conditional access authentication context adds a conditional access policy layer, letting you define specific requirements like a device compliance, risk level, etc. Setting required justification on activation. When this is enabled, the user must explain why they need the role at that moment. It helps with auditing and accountability. Setting required ticket information on activation. It is useful for organizations that use ITSM tools like a ServiceNow. The user must provide a ticket number or reference to align access with change management or incident handling. Setting require approval to activate. If turned on, the user can't activate the role immediately. Instead, it sends a request to a designated approval who must review and approve it first. This is highly recommended for sensitive roles like a global administrator or privileged role administrator. Now click on the assignment tab. On the assignment tab, these settings control how long users can be assigned to a role and what rules apply at the time of assignment, not activation. Let's break them down. Allow permanent eligible assignment setting. If this is enabled, you can assign a user to be eligible for a role indefinitely, meaning there is no expiry date on their eligibility. If you disable this, PIM will require an expiration date for every eligible assignment. Expire eligible assignments after a specific duration. This means any eligible assignment will automatically expire after that specific duration unless renewed. It's a great way to review role access regularly and reduce privilege creep. Allow permanent active assignment setting. If this is enabled, you can give a user permanent always on access to the role. Use with caution. This bypasses just-in-time activation. If you disable this, users can only be assigned active roles for a limited time. Expire active assignments after a specific duration. If someone is assigned an active role, not just eligible, that assignment will expire after that specific duration. After that, they will need to be reassigned if they still need that role. Require Azure multi-factor authentication on active assignment setting. When enabled, this forces users to complete MAP before the role is even assigned to them, which add a layer of security even before they activate it. Require justification on active assignment setting requires the admin to enter a reason for assigning the user to the role. It helps keep things transparent and well documented, especially useful for audits or change reviews. Now click on Notification tab. Notification setting define who gets notified and when across three key stages, such as when a user is assigned as eligible to a role, when a user is assigned as active to a role, and when an eligible user activates their role. See, these notification settings will help you to track privileged role activity and keep users informed about their assignments and activations. You can also ensure approvals are alerted quickly for time-sensitive access requests and maintain a strong audit trail and accountability. Once you have made all the necessary updates through the role settings, go ahead and save the configuration. Now your role is equipped with better control, visibility, and governance. Just a heads up, you will need to repeat this configuration for each Entra ID and Azure role you plan to onboard into PIM. There is currently no global or bulk configuration options, which is why the initial PIM setup might feel a bit long, but it's totally worth it for the security benefits you gain. I am sure now you are confident about PIM and its configuration settings in Entra ID.